What's up, guys? I'm currently in Canada right now, so I'm in a very different setting, but it is time. The time has come for us to make our DCI 2022 predictions. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna talk about who we think is gonna win each caption, and then we're gonna talk about the final placement and scores.
Yo, it's time. I have my list here. We're gonna go and start off on the color guard section. So I believe Blue Devils are gonna win on finals night, but I don't think they're gonna win the caption. Boston has been really hard to beat in guard all season. They've been the most consistent, but I know what it's like to be a Blue Devils on finals week, and I feel like Blue Devils are gonna peak. They're gonna win on finals, much like in 19. But I think the average between the three nights is gonna be more in favor of Boston. For percussion, I feel like Blue Devils are going to win finals night and they're going to win the caption. That is something that I'm excited for. I really hope it works out. The front ensemble is elite. The battery is fresh and talented, but more importantly, that's staff. Oh, if anyone can do it, it's the staff. They have molded those like new members into incredible performers, and so I feel like they're going to win finals and the caption. So moving on to brass. This one is interesting because I feel like this hasn't been said in a long time, but I feel like Blue Devils are going to win brass on finals night and they're going to win the caption. I really hope so. The last time Blue Devils have won brass was in 2014. So that is a huge statement to say. I don't know if the others agree, but it's going to be close. Crown is just an achievement monster. Like they achieve their book so well, but I think it's really going to come down to who has the best content, because at the end everyone's clean mostly, and I feel like Blue Devils are going to have the potential. They have a higher ceiling, and I feel like they're going to reach it. So for finals night, I have first place Blue Devils, second place Crown, and I think it'll be close, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. All right, so moving on to visual, this will be short. First place Blue Devils, and then winning the caption Blue Devils. No contest, no argument. No one looks like Blue Devils. Absolutely, they're so clean. In analysis and proficiency, no one touches them. They look so good. Like, who else does unison choreography with their color guard at the beginning of the show? No one would even dare, because they know it would be exposing. They look so good. So yeah, general effect, similar situation. I don't think there's really much room for discussion here. I have first place finals night Blue Devils, and then winning the caption as well. Like, Blue Devils show, their design is like, it's just so polished. But yeah, so first place Blue Devils on finals, second place Boston. I think they deserve it. I think they deserve second GE. I don't think Crown's general effect will be better than Boston, but we'll see. So I have Blue Devils winning every caption except for color guard. And they're undefeated. It makes sense. They're incredible. So final scores is really hard to predict because, I don't know, I'm not a judge and you can't like add all the numbers easily, but I do think Blue Devils are going to break 99 this year, just based on the projection of the scores. Are they going to break the record? I don't think so. I put 99.275 Blue Devils, first place on finals. In second place, I put Boston. I put Boston at 98.25. The thing is Bluecoats is really close. So I feel like Bluecoats could creep up and take second place. So that's why I put Bluecoats at 98.2, only 0.05 away. Because I think it's going to be really close. In fourth place, I put Crown with a 98.125. That's a 0.75 gap. It's close, but I don't see Crown medaling this year. In fifth place, SCV with a 97.85. I don't know, that makes sense to me. The spread does. Blue Devils pointing Boston makes sense to me. It reminds me of 2014 with Tilt and Fellini-esque. Like, Fellini-esque was just such a clear winner, and Tilt was awesome, but it was obviously like there's a very clear gap between those two shows and the skill and just the overall design. So, yeah, first place Blue Devils, second place Boston, third place Bluecoats, fourth place Crown, fifth place SCV. So here's my predictions for the Caption Awards and the final placements. For a guard, I picked Boston. I predicted Boston would win. I just think that they haven't been dominating, but I know that they've been winning pretty consistently when all the other groups have been there. So I'm going to go with them for this one. For percussion, it's kind of a toss-up with Coates, Boston, and BD. I know BD's content is pretty high and their book's very difficult. Not to say the other ones aren't, but in my opinion, I think it's a bit more difficult, and I think that they can really clean it up by the time finals comes around. So we'll see what happens. I know Boston's percussion's very, very clean right now, so we'll see. For brass, I think BD is going to win that. I do think it'll be tight for brass. Again, BD's content, I think, is there's more complicated, more nuanced challenges with BD's book and the environments that they play in and all the things we've mentioned before. For Viz, BD's going to sweep that, in my opinion. That's just easy money for them. If you've seen them live, it's like pretty obvious who is the best movers individually and as an ensemble. They just really, they're showstoppers. So for GE, I'm going BD again. I think they've been dominating that Caption as well as Viz. So I think they're just going to get that one as well. So I think that the margins will be really tight for the Captions. I know that the Blue Devils, I am biased, so as a Blue Devil, I know that they really ramp up the cleaning in the last home stretch. So we'll see what happens. I don't think they'll win every Caption. It'd be really cool, but I don't think that's going to happen. For the top five, for fifth place, I have SCV getting a 97.5. For fourth place, I have Carolina Crown with a 97.825. In third place, I have Boston Crusaders with a 98.025. And second place, pulling the switcheroo at the end, I got Bluecoats with a 98.125. Really tight there. And then I have BD coming away with the win with a bit of a gap between first and second with a 99.025. So yeah, those are my predictions. We'll see what happens. I feel like I'm probably very wrong, but let's see how close we get.
All right, so starting off with color guard, I think that the Blue Devils will win on finals night, but I don't think that they're going to win the Caption Award, unfortunately. I think that Boston has just been so consistent and so strong. They've got the content and the achievement there, and I think that the average of the three nights will put them on top. I do think Blue Devils is going to have a great run on finals night, as we always do, and I think the Blue Devils guard definitely has it in them to win on finals night. I just don't know if they'll be able to consistently win all three nights, and hate to see it, but I think Boston's just been really good, so it's going to be hard for them to beat them, but I'm going to guess that Boston will win the Caption Award. Okay, moving on to percussion. So I have felt this way since day one. I've got faith in the Blue Devils. I think that drumline, as young as they look, are so talented, and I think that they are going to have the content to really push them and push their scores up and win the Caption Award and finals night. And this is a controversial opinion, especially because Boston is so freaking clean. They're so good. They're just so consistent. And SCV, also incredibly good, incredibly consistent. The scores have shown that they're able to hold their own against SCV and Boston. They've beaten both of them. So I think, especially with this last 5 days of just straight rehearsal, that's like incredibly important for this young drum line to like really push through to the end. So I think they've got it. Now moving on to the Brass Award. I think I also have faith in this brass line. I think that if there was an award for most improved brass, I think it goes to the Blue Devils because they've just gotten so much better over the entire season, and the growth rate of how clean they've gotten is incredible. And I think that, like I just said, these past 5 days of rehearsal, that's going to push them way up in cleanliness of the book. And I think that they have also been dominating those brass scores pretty much. So I think that they're definitely going to have the highest average of all 3 nights, and they're going to win they're going to win finals night and the Caption Award. Moving on to visual, I think this one is a pretty clear win. I think something very drastic would have to change amongst the other cores and Blue Devils to change this, but the Blue Devils have been dominating visual proficiency and visual analysis the entire season, pretty much ones across the board. So I don't think that there's much wiggle room there. I think and I think they've gotten even better since the last show. So okay, now on to GE. I think for this one, Blue Devils have been winning GE pretty consistently too, but Bluecoats have been coming out in late season, and they've changed their show, and they've really had a big momentum push towards the end. So Bluecoats might be a dark horse in this, but I do think that Blue Devils has this award, this for all 3 nights as well. I think they're going to win the Caption Award and all 3 nights. And so, yeah, I think with all those things combined, and that being said, yeah, let's move on to the scores. All right, okay, so for the final scores, people have been talking a lot about, like, oh, is this show going to break the record? Is this show going to break 99 even? And I there's a lot more that comes into play, I think, in breaking 99 than just how good a show is. I think it has to do with the competition in the year. I think that if there's a lot of great cores, but there's one core that just has a lot of things that are beating all the other cores and captions, it boosts up the scores a lot. So it has a lot to do with the competitive field of the year. And I think this is one of those perfect storms where Blue Devils is really like consistent across all captions, but the other cores are really great. So it allows for this really high scores and these big gaps. And so for that reason, I think the Blue Devils are going to win. I think they're going to have an undefeated season with a score of 99.325. This is not the highest score. 99.65 was the highest score. I don't think they're going to beat that, but I do think that they're going to get a 99.325 in first place. And I think second place is going to go to the Bluecoats. I think that they're going to get a 98.35. So there's a pretty sizable gap there. It's basically a point, almost a point. And I think the Bluecoats are going to edge out Boston. They're going to beat them by just a small margin. And I think Boston is going to get third place with a 98.275. I just think that Bluecoats has so much momentum right now. I think that they have a lot going for them in the GE category, like I said. And I think that that's going to be enough to push them over Boston. And in fourth place, I have Crown, which is very interesting to see how things play out over the season. Crown was like, they came out of the gate, with an undefeated season all the way up until the first head-to-head with Blue Devils. And Crown was looking like they were going to, be the top contender. But I do put Crown at fourth place with a 98.05. And in fifth place with a 97.875. I think that SCV has been great. I just don't think that they have the show for that core, and unfortunately it's kind of slotted them back there. They have great percussion, but yeah, looking forward to seeing what they've got in the next couple years. But yeah, I just felt like this show didn't really show off their strengths. But that's my top 5. It's going to be pretty crazy. I'm interested to see how wrong I am and how right I am about some of these things. And so yeah, of course I'm a Blue Devil, so I'm biased and I want to see them win, but I think, this entire season and this show that they have has shown that it's a very special year for them. And I'm very, proud of the home team for bringing it home. So, yeah, what do you guys think? What are your predictions for the top 5? What are your predictions for the captions? Where do you guys disagree with us? And let us know in the comments. Tell us everything you guys predict. And yeah, super excited. This is going to be an awesome competitive year. So glad Jump Core's back, and it's going to be a good time. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, stay tuned. We'll have more videos coming out soon. Thanks for watching.